This conference will now be recorded.
So, hi everyone. So, I want your feedback regarding the current session. So, please do share the feedback one by one. So, Pigai, can you provide the feedback regarding the sessions? How how well you learned, and any other feedback which you have, any improvement or any good thing which you learned?
Well, thank you, Ashi. My name is Peggy Lord Diamo. I've been with you I attend so many of your sessions, and most of your sessions are very useful, very interactive when it comes to know the pros and cons of each of them. So, as far as for the Veridata, Goldengate Veridata, which is mostly for comparison. I learned a lot, even though I haven't get a chance to practice, because practice is a key for knowledge when it comes to IT field. I haven't getting the chance to do any practical, but just by following what you say every day, for sure I can define if I stand somewhere and they ask me what is very Golden Gate Veridata, I'll be able to define myself, I'll be able to explain, even though I haven't get a chance to do it. But for sure in the next coming week I will be practicing it because we do have a step provided by you. So for I didn't get a chance to comment out for other course that we previously um, done. I don't know if I can give my feedback on this. That was a Golden Gate microservice. I don't know if I can include my feedback in this recording as well because I actually learned a lot by practicing that microservice. For for sure I can do it just by, if someone hear me somewhere talking about Golden Gate microservice, they will believe that I am working on the field, so I have like a field experience. But if just by listening, just by doing all what you recommend, I can assure you that I am capable. In case they ask me to do such tasks, I am capable to do it in our environment. So your course mostly is uh, very important, and I always come up with something at the end, with a lot of knowledge at the end. So that's mostly my feedback. And thank you for the interaction. Thank you for always be there for us. Thank you for always give answer. Have an answer of all our questions. Not all because you might not know all, but just by interacting, we always get on our feet. So that's mostly what I can say.
Wonderful, Pigai. Thanks for the wonderful feedback, Pigai. So, I hope the guides which are there, uh, you said you weren't able to implement the things practically, so I'm not sure if you will be able to comment on the activity guides, but so far I think you have gone through a classic course. So regarding guides, I hope they are useful, right?
Yes, they are very useful. I can follow up the guide as always, and then I can go through the step. I can implement my Veridata. The guide is very useful for this implementation. I checked on that, but it's just that, like I said, I haven't getting the chance to implement. I started, but I haven't done yet with my implementation. But I make sure that I follow what you say every day, like just be there listening and then trying to get the pro and con.
Sure. Thanks for that, Pigai. So just one request, implement the stuff practically and I assure you'll be very good. So see, there is a difference. I always say there is always a difference when you listen to things and when you implement the things practically. So the thing is, when you implement the things practically, what happens is more questions come in your mind, more issues comes. And I always say, when you get answers to those questions, those queries, either on your own, either from me, either from someone else by interacting, that thing becomes always imbibed in your mind. So one request is, whatever you are learning, whatever you are listening, try to implement it practically so that you will never forget that in lifetime. So just do
Exactly.
things practically and you'll be good. Okay?
Exactly. Yes, I will. I will definitely.
Thanks, Pooja.
I had like you just said, I had I implemented the Goldengate microservice, and then by making so many, I mean, so much error, so I came to realize that is an easy implementation, easy configuration. You just have to do what is right at a certain point. So that
So
make any of us pro whenever you do it ever over and over.
exactly. So one thing I always say, you mentioned that you did it wrong. So one thing I'll tell you, whenever you do things wrong, that means that you are doing something. So you can do something wrong when you are doing something. And when you are doing, then only you learn. So never hesitate to share your to 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 be wrong anytime. You may be, because see, no one is perfect, and you cannot be perfect. If you want to excel, you have to be wrong sometime, because each wrong step, each failure is a path towards success. So that's what I believe in. Okay, so don't worry, you will be good. Just implement the stuff practically, and thanks for the feedback.
Okay.
And
Thank you,
also
Ash.
be active on our WhatsApp group whenever. So we have the active WhatsApp group which you are part of already. Just try to answer. So there are a lot of queries coming. So try to answer those queries, even though it is not applicable to you. Try to answer. You may be wrong. I'm not saying you have to answer it correctly. So there. So I am there to correct you out. There are others maybe who may be correcting, who may correct you as well. But the thing is, don't hesitate to answer, even though you are wrong, because until and unless you answer, you don't know whether you are right or wrong. So be active on the group, and you'll go miles.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So Abbas, can I have your feedback as well? Abbas, I hope you can hear me.
Can can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was on mute. So, as for my feedback, Ashish, I was saying you are so thorough and the course is so well structured that you don't miss anything. Like you go over even the minutest of the details, and just the structure of the course, the way you explain things, the way you change examples one after one to make sure that everyone is understanding is just outstanding. And then you always follow up with questions if anyone has any doubts. And then you explain again if based on how many people have doubts, and then just the entire setup where you know there's so many like-minded people asking so many doubts actually helps clear some of my doubts. So I mean in summary I would say that this is the best thing that happened when I joined this class, because it's helped me learn so much that I really appreciate all the things you do for us. And even the WhatsApp groups and the other follow-up you do, like checking with people if they have any issues, making sure no one's getting left behind, all that is tremendous. Hats off to you. So thank you for having me, and I really appreciate you doing this.
Thanks, Abbas, for the feedback. So, Abbas, one thing, one follow up I wanted to make regarding the
Yes.
practicals of these Veridata sessions. So, what is the status of your practicals? Have you
Um,
started, or are you still stuck with microservices?
I'm just stuck with microservices because I'm doing that at work and I'm facing some issues. And I've got a SR going with Oracle where they are trying to help me out. But so far, I haven't gotten a breakthrough in that. And the reason why I'm not, I mean, I've attended all of the Veridata sessions, but I'm not getting into the practicals is we don't have it implemented at our work. And I'm just going through this to get a good knowledge in case, there's a meeting or something where they want to discuss the advantages and I can bring that up and try them to lure them into installing it in our environment. But as of now, we don't have it. So I'm focusing on some on microservices which we are implementing at work, and I'm just attending this to get the general knowledge. I know I'll have the videos and the activity guides. Whenever I have some free time, I'll try to go back and do it. But for now, I'm just attending and getting the knowledge.
So I would request you, like, see what happens, as I mentioned previously as well. So when
Yeah,
you just listen, you might
yeah.
forget it after some time. If you implement the thing practically, that will remain imbibed in your mind for much longer.
Yes,
So,
yes, I wanted to do it, Ashish, but also on my between my work and travel, I'm not getting much time to do this. So every week I travel back home, and during the weekdays I'm in Buffalo, and on weekends I'm in Chicago. So most of the time I'm, over the weekend I don't have time because of kids and all that, and during the weekdays, I barely get 2 or 3 days to
yeah.
practice after work.
Okay.
So it's
Okay, don't
a
worry.
hectic
Take care of
schedule.
your personal time as well,
Yeah,
and try to implement whenever you get time. So that's my personal suggestion as well.
thank
So
you. I'll do
all the
that.
best.
Thank you.
So regarding microservices, what is the issue? Just in case if I can help you out. So I
Yes,
remember first earlier there was one certification issue, and after that I think
yes,
I didn't hear anything related to that. So I guess you downloaded some other version which was not certified. So that was
yes,
last around couple of months maybe.
yes. In the beginning, that was a month ago. We were trying to install it on Linux, which was the version was not certified. So after we got this confirmation, we dropped that plan and then tried to install 18C on Solaris 11.3. So the installation happened, and then during deployment, I hit that issue where I needed to install the patch. So I did that and again continued the deployment, but then I encountered another issue. But at some point, we decided to remove everything and start installation from scratch. And now the binaries got installed, but the service manager wouldn't start up. So it tells even when I go into the Oracle, the Goldengate home/bin directory and do
Mhm.
the start service manager, run that command, it says the some dat file could not be found,
Okay, okay.
due to which
So
the service manager is not coming up.
so have you tried? Okay, I'm not sure. Have you checked the certif? So as per certification metrics, I guess
Yes,
11.3 is supported with 18C. Okay.
yes, yes,
So that file is missing. Okay, let us
yes.
discuss post session if you can share some of the stuff, and I can also do some analysis on it. Let me see.
Okay, I will email you the logs tomorrow when I'm at work. I don't have remote access yet. This week I should get remote access because the next week, sorry, next Monday I should have some remote access, and I should be able to leverage some of your help on that. But for now, I don't have that remote access, and that's why I couldn't really send anything out.
Okay, okay. So just email me whatever things you have, and let me see. Means
Okay.
I may learn something new as well, right? I may not have encountered that issue, and I may not be able to provide you immediate resolution, maybe. But if I go through it and do some research, maybe I can provide you. Anyways, you mentioned Oracle is working with you, right?
Yes, I have a service request going on, but they have been, I don't know, the last time I had dealt with Oracle was almost 2 years ago, and the service used to be pretty good. I mean, compared to what it is now. Now we go like almost 15, 20 days asking for an update every day and don't get anything back from them on a SEV to SR.
I should not comment on their support, but as per my
No.
experience,
Yeah.
their support is pretty good.
Okay.
They are pretty good. Just try to talk to them and see. They have their own 1-800 number as well. So try to call them and someone will reply. I think they are good. Means as per personally, if you ask me, they have pretty good support.
They have been dodging the questions a lot lately because every time there's something like when I first opened the SR, I said, 19C installation failed. And when they said that it's not certified and I began 18C installation, they quickly, and when I hit an issue, they quickly pointed out this was a different issue, so they wouldn't support it on the same SR. So I agreed to that and I opened another SR. I gave them that issue, so they gave me a patch. And when that patch got successfully applied, and I moved ahead with the deployment, and I hit another issue. So at that point, when I updated the SR and I said that this is an issue, they said that no, that SR was only for the patch. Now you need to open a new one. So every time I'm getting assigned with a new engineer and not really getting much traction there.
Don't worry, you can request from there. I mean, I just want to say they are
Mm.
pretty good. They are not bad. Don't think. Maybe you need to deal with them by calling or see what you can do. But they are pretty good. We
Okay.
should not say they are not. Their
Okay.
support.
This time I chose a title as ambiguous as I could, not specifying anything version related or anything specific. I said I need help with Goldengate installation so that they cannot say that this is over, open a new one.
Okay.
So when
No,
I say specifically 19C, they don't want to support 18C. So I just kept it very ambiguous this time. So hopefully I'll get something now.
yeah, don't worry. Just share with me as well. Let me see if I can help you out over there.
Okay, thank you, Ashish.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Abbas,
Thank you.
for the interactive feedback. So we do have another guy, Ernest. His mic is not working, so he's saying, Ashish, I don't have access to phone to talk. By overall, it was a good, great learning experience. I learned a lot. So good part with Ernest is he's pretty active in the groups and he has implemented Veridata. So he's saying I was able to implement Veridata, install WLS Veridata and configured the domain. I set it up in a replication environment and run the jobs with replication going on. So very good, Ernest. I'm so happy. The support you offer is very good. Thank you for that. Activity guide is very good and informative together with the sessions, very good tools. The WhatsApp is a really good support. The recorded sessions are very good. So thanks, Ernest, for your feedback. So one feedback from my side as well. You guys have been interactive. Very good training experience I had. See, if it's only one way training, it doesn't help me either. I do these trainings so that I can learn. So trust me, I learn during trainings much more than I learn at my workplace. The reason being, there have been different questions, different issues which I have which makes me learn. So every time I encounter new issue, I go back, I try to resolve it, I try to work on it, and then only I get to know the response. So just like Abbas, you mentioned you're facing some issue. So discuss with me. I'm not saying I'll be able to provide you immediate solution, but definitely by working upon, let us see how far we can go. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So now let us bring end to the session. Thanks for the feedback, everyone. Thanks for joining the training session. So you have lifetime job support, you have lifetime WhatsApp support. Training association means we have lifetime association as well. So thanks for joining. Thanks for being interactive and see you soon for the next sessions. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Ashish.